Welcome to RV Pro Tips. Today we'll be covering how to plan the ultimate RV family road trip. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Craig.
And we're from Crazy Family Adventure. Us and our 4 kids, Carson, Malia, Cannon, and Knox, sold our house, everything in it, and bought an RV and have been traveling full-time around North America since May 2014. We love RV travel and how it allows us to get out and explore and see so many amazing places. So we've been living, working, and traveling full-time in our RV for 6 years, so come learn all about how to plan the ultimate RV family road trip. So when you're ready to prepare your RV for a family trip, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. One thing is that you're going to be packing your RV for your whole trip. So you're going to want to bring with your pillows, your blankets, all those things that are going to make you and your family comfortable. We'd also recommend making sure you bring with some games and maybe some movies, because sometimes you run into a rainy day or just a day where everyone just wants to hang out and enjoy being at the campground and in your RV. Then there's RV meal planning. If you want to, you can plan your meals well ahead of time and make sure you have everything you need for your whole RV trip. You can literally get everything you need, have your RV packed, and be ready to go to just enjoy the trip and not have to worry about stopping at stores to pick up anything.
So just like with any road trip, you want to make sure that either your motorhome or your tow vehicle is ready to hit the road. You may be doing some long miles, or you may be doing some strenuous up and down in the mountains. So you want to make sure that your fluids are all topped off, your tires look good, and everything under the hood is ready to go. So bring it to your local mechanic or bring it on to Camping World and they'll check it out and do a once over on your vehicle. Make sure you're good to go.
So the RV's ready to go, but now you need to find the route you're going to take. You do want to do some planning, and I'll tell you why. When we were beginning RVers, we thought we could just plug in our destination and follow right along. Well, we found ourselves on a little tiny mountain road and we hit a bridge that could not handle the weight of our rig. There was nowhere to turn around, there was nothing we could do, so now we know we need to put a little bit more effort into planning our RV route.
We've actually used a Good Sam navigation system, where you can plug in the length, the height, and the weight of your RV, and it'll give you a safe route to travel. So it's super helpful, it's very easy and convenient, and it'll keep you out of situations like that.
If you are the one driving, you're probably also going to want to make sure you know what mountains you're going to be hitting.
For sure, yeah. There's ultimate resources out there that'll tell you what percentage grades you're going to be coming up on, because you don't want to be going up something too steep where your engine may not be able to handle it, or something too steep coming down where your brakes might not be able to handle it. That's a very scary situation. So it'll keep you away from all that stuff.
And then when it comes to planning, do we talk to our kids about it beforehand? And I would say yes we do and no we don't. So there's some places that we want to go and we're just like, nope, this is what we're doing, this is where we're heading, we want to head back to Montana, that's what we're going to do. But then on the other hand, we also know that our kids have a ton of friends they've met across the country since we've been on the road, that they want to go and visit them. We do take their input into account for sure, but then also there are times that we just do what it is that we know we want to do, or where the weather's nice, or if we have a work event. And again, can you tell there's no rhyme or reason to what we do? Yep, there isn't. So we're gonna go on these long road trips with kids. So how do we keep them entertained?
Well,
we're gonna be honest here, folks.
Yeah.
We're gonna be totally honest. We've been doing this a long time. We also are in support of electronics. You give your kids their iPad or their tablet.
Yeah, no shame in that answer right there.
They put their headphones on, they watch it. I work, he listens to what he wants to while he's driving. Mm-hmm. It's good. We can drive for like 6-7 hours like that. Everyone's happy. Everyone's good. It works out for everyone. Now, if there's times when we're like, okay, we've just driven for 5 hours today, 5 hours tomorrow, we're going to take a little break. We may turn on a podcast that we all listen to. We'll also do Audible, where we'll listen to some books together. So we will do some of those things as well. But the reality is, if you're driving across the country, let your kids watch a movie or TV.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than trying to focus on the road when kids are screaming in the background. You just can't do it, so.
And the other thing that I've realized is once I heard one too many times, Mom, I'm hungry, Mom, I want food. So now what I do is I actually pack a lunchbox for each kid before we hit the road. And I tell them basically, this is your food for the whole trip. So you can eat it right when you get in the car, or you can spread it out through the whole time, but this is all you got, so figure out what you want to do. And I will tell you, that has been a life changer too, because now with their headphones on and their tablet and their bag of food, we don't hear from them. So it really works out good for everyone, that everyone gets a chance to do what they want to do and chill out and relax while we're driving to our next destination. So when we're traveling and we're going far distances, do we either go the whole way or do we break it up at a couple hours at a time?
Yeah, and typically I like to stay around the 4-hour mark for driving. I think that keeps everybody kind of like fresh and not like totally wiped, and especially me driving. That's kind of like where we like to keep it. Now that being said, if we're like 6 or 7 hours, we may just power through to get there in one shot, just because then we won't have to do it again the next day.
Well, I think it also depends on the weather. Like if the weather is really good and it's sunny skies and we can just keep driving. It also depends just the mood everyone in the family is in. I'll say there's been times when Craig said, we're gonna go 3 hours, and then we get rolling and like 7 hours later we're like, oh, we kept driving and now we're here. So when we're trying to plan our road trip, we wanna take a few things into account. First of all, we want to think, what are some things that Craig and I want to do? What are some things our kids want to do? And depending on the age of your kids, this can change too. So we're going to try to find something that really fits within their ages. They're 13, 10, 10, and 8. So that really means that we can do a lot of that fun outdoor stuff with them. So we try to find destinations that we can go to that we can do that. So I think it really comes down to what you want to get out of that trip. Are you trying to see a bunch of sites, like trying to see all the national parks, stop at a bunch of attractions on the way, do a bunch of things? Or would you rather just be going and just going somewhere where you can sit and just enjoy it? But I would say something to keep in mind when you're traveling with kids. They get bored and over those attractions really, really quick. So do not plan a trip where you're gonna go and see like every day like 3 different like monuments or different, like they're not gonna wanna do it. So make sure you also include days in there where the kids can just run free and play and rock climb and swim and go to the beach and do things like that. So go plan your RV trip. It will be an awesome time and your family will love it. It'll be some bumps in the road, it'll be some chaos and some craziness, but that also helps get your family closer too. So get that RV and hit the road.